Tell me about yourself.
Hi, my name's Rita Ciambra, and I'm 29 years old, and I am a science teacher at Spalding High School, where I've worked for 4 years.
So you're a science teacher. What experiences have you been through in the field of science?
I've been through a lot of different experiences in the field of science. Two that really stand out are I did a study abroad program in New Zealand, and I also did a 2-week ornithology course on the Isle of Shoals off the coast of Portsmouth.
So you've been to New Zealand and the Isle of Shoals. What was that like?
It was really, really fun. In New Zealand, I was part of a 6-week program where we helped different universities that were doing different research projects. And then on the Isle of Shoals, I was taking a class, but I also had like 3 separate research projects that I was in charge of kind of doing, researching some of the birds that were migrating through there and collecting data on them.
What's the most interesting you've seen in both of these places?
Well, I've seen a lot of really, really interesting things. The most interesting thing, I don't know, I guess the most interesting thing would be just seeing all of the biodiversity and everything, then all of the different animals that live in different places and how cool they all are and how well adapted they are to where they live specifically, and just seeing that variety and being able to see like different places and gather different information is really interesting. And there's so many species out there and there's so much stuff out there.
What made this so interesting to you?
I guess what made studying in New Zealand and the Isle of Shoals the most interesting to me is just being able to be involved in different research programs and knowing that the work I was doing was actually helping someone gather more information to make informed decisions about the ecosystem or the environment where the stuff I was studying lived.
What were you doing in New Zealand?
So in New Zealand, I was taking 2 classes, but then I was also helping with some different research projects. So for example, one week we went to an island off the coast of New Zealand that had been they got rid of all of the invasive species. So like every invasive thing that wasn't actually supposed to be there, they got rid of, and they introduced a northern brown kiwi population to the area. And they were researching how the northern brown kiwis were surviving like once they didn't have that added pressure of all of these predators that they weren't normally used to. And the kiwis were radio collared, and so we went out, and they're nocturnal, so we went out at night and we had like a special radio thing, and we would like pick up the beeps to see where they were, and then like when they were out of their burrows, we would go to their burrows and try and like figure out what had they been eating or different stuff like that. And then like we tracked where they were moving throughout the night to like see what they were doing using the radio collars. So that was really fun.
What were you doing on the Isle of Shoals?
On the Isle of Shoals, one of the things that I was doing was researching where like populations of yellow warblers, which is a type of small bright yellow bird, were living on the island. So like they use the island as like a stopover when they're migrating north, and so like I was trying to figure out where they were nesting like on the island, and I went around and I would play the yellow warbler call and then listen for which one sang back to me, and then based on that try to figure out like where they were located and where they were nesting.
What advice would you give to someone who was interested in doing this in the same place that you did?
The advice I would give to someone who's interested in stuff like this is to just go out there and like do it. There's so much opportunity. There's so much available to you. Every college professor, if you're majoring in science, has a research project that they're doing. And so just pick a professor you like, talk to them about what research they're doing. If it interests you, ask if you could help out. And in terms of study abroad, definitely study abroad somewhere doing something. It's so much fun, and there's so many scholarships out there for people who like maybe wouldn't necessarily be able to afford it. I got scholarships for both programs I did, so like the opportunities are out there, the scholarships are out there, so definitely take advantage of every opportunity if you find something that really interests you.
Would you do this again?
Yes, I would absolutely do all of this again. It was so much fun. I learned so much. I contributed to the different research, and it was just the best experiences, and I hope to have more experiences like that. It's all so exciting.